when we're talking about design and clients are helping figure out what content needs to be displayed first on the website, there's an old print term called the fold, and that comes up a lot. So that's, of course, thinking about a newspaper that's all folded up in its fancy pants origami way. And it was a common thing that says, it's how much above the fold versus, if your article's on the back side or inside, whatever. It's about an importance and priority of content. And that concept is still very much alive. The fold itself, however, is largely dead. And that comes down to the new myriad of devices. You've got desktop screens and tablets and phones and just an infinite, almost, permutation of screen sizes. And based with responsive design, you can't control where that fold is. With a newspaper, it was simple. It's half of it, and the sheet's a certain size, and half of it's right there, and that's the fold. End of story. And even in the earlier days of the internet, when you got these old designers working on a new technology, screen sizes were more standard. And so the fold was still a good reference point. But now the difference between, a desktop rendering of a site has a content area and probably a sidebar and all this other stuff, and it breaks and at a certain point before you have to scroll. Whereas that same exact design on a tablet, now the fold is in a whole different spot. And on a phone, you only get the first couple of lines. So it's not that the fold is dead, it's that the fold is now this giant range. And the concept holds. Put the most important content first. That being said, users scroll. We actually get that question a lot. Well, what if people don't scroll? They will. They do. It's second nature. Granted, it's probably second nature for the younger, techie, savvier generation, but it's not in the psychology of anyone who's accustomed to working with a computer that you'd go to a website, read it, and think you were done. They're meant to be interacted with. You're going to scroll. That being said, setting up some scroll bait, maybe an element, like a big graphic element that will reliably on most screen sizes always peek up over wherever that fold line happens to be. And that can just psychologically encourage you to scroll. There's great techniques like that. But let go of the idea that there is a fold and that you need to put things above or below it, because it's just not that binary anymore. Put your important content first. That's it. Be happy.